Live show. Yeah. We are reconnecting you now.
Let's get it popping now. Let's get it popping now. We here and you know it down. Urban Therapy with Sun Show, yeah, Saturday, and you know how it go. Yeah, it's right. Oh, yeah, my name is Sun 752, and you know how we do. Me and my crew, the DG show, and y'all know how we like to get our flow going and flow in like it's unsuccessful. No, we talking about success today, and we going to make sure that we the best in the way that we going to get our stuff off. We're going to make it soft, not hard. But I swear to God, this thing is going to be hot to death. Yo, the breath that I'm going to put out there is going to shed. Yo, so check it out, right? This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. And today we're talking about the practice of construction versus demolition. Practice of construction versus demolition. Now, we're not really talking about, concrete, mortar, and steel, and cranes, and shovels, and manpower, and all of that. But wait a minute, we might be talking about manpower a little bit. Not in a way that you might think, but today we're going to be talking about what it takes to build a person up or to build a project versus what it takes to tear a person down or to tear down a project. Both of those things usually require a team to do, but the purposes that they serve are so much different. It's not always constructive in a positive way, and it's not always demolition in a malicious way. But we're going to have to talk about it. We got to have this conversation. It's me and you, and there won't be no frustration. Yo, between you and I, we going to get by, and when we get the money, we going to get fly. Fly is more than just the way that you dress. It means that you are better than the rest, and people take notice when you come on through. Yeah, this is about me and you. You know how we do. You know how we are. We like the USFL Philadelphia Stars. So let's get it popping, y'all. Demolition, the practice of construction versus demolition. Have you ever put a project together to be built up? Have you ever built up something? Have you ever constructed something from the ground up and knows or experienced what it took in order to get a project off the ground? Forget about just the contracts getting signed and all of that. To actually put it together, construction takes architecture. Somebody has to envision what it's going to look like when the whole thing goes down. The same thing with demolition. You have to envision what the finished product will look like when you have eliminated the things that needed to be deconstructed or demolished in order for you to build something new, or to eliminate the threat of unsafe conditions when it comes to the general public. So we're going to get deep with this one, and I'm sure that y'all will be able to relate to this situation or this phenomenon that we're talking about today. The practice or the art of construction versus demolition. T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Carol Chamberlain, my friend, me, a favorita. Good to see ya. Thanks for coming on through. Yeah, y'all too. We gonna get a little bit more, I'm sure. So let's go. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily, the daily go get a show. We do this every single. Urban Therapy with Sun. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is a Saturday, the eve before Easter. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Son 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Son show. Today we're talking about the practice of construction versus demolition. You know, construction. You know, it's always a compliment when somebody considers you or calls you a constructive person. There are very little ways that you can go wrong by being constructive. When somebody says that you are constructive, they mean that you build on things, that you see things in a way that's positive, that you're always trying to add on to something that may already be beautiful and try to beautify it even more. You see the potential in things. You can raise something from a seed all the way into an established strong tree with roots dug in. And that's what we're talking about a lot of times when we talk about construction. When you talk about construction, first of all, we're normally talking about a project. We're normally talking about a situation where something needs to be built. So there are so many things that have to go into a project that needs to be built. You have to decide where it's going to be. First of all, you have to decide what it is. Then you have to decide where it's going to go. Then you have to decide how it will fit and blend in or affect the other things around it. You have to get zoning. You have to make sure that the public even wants this. You have to decide what the purpose of the structure is going to be. You know, you have to decide how much it's going to cost to build and how many people you're going to need in order to get the project completed. Everyone is going to get a little credit out of this thing. So from the person who decided that they wanted to build it in the first place, who may be whoever is going to own the project, or who are going to be the people who own the project, because it's normally a team of investors if you're talking about a building. And we normally are talking about a building. But we're not only talking about a building. Sometimes we can be talking about a company. And the company may need a building, or it may just need licenses, or some type of situation, some type of structure that will allow y'all to be able to do business, or to do business. So you can construct something over the internet on just a website, but nonetheless, you know that if you've ever had to get a website built, or if you've ever built a website, you know that there has to be a lot of planning into that website. You know, you have to decide what the purpose of the website is going to be, what the content is going to be. You know, you have to decide what you're going to put on the website and what the purpose of it is going to be, how it's going to work, who's going to navigate it, all kinds of stuff. Construction is important. And when somebody considers you to be a constructive person, that's a pretty high compliment. What's going on, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill? Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. Why does it seem? Okay. Yeah, there you go. It seemed like we were. There we go. Get that thing up right. Get it up right. And okay, you know what it was? This camera was set for it was set for the Daily Go Getimism show, which has a bigger banner. Mm. That might be as good as we gonna get it. I don't know. We're gonna work with that. We're gonna work with that. By the way, these levels good. We sounding all right. Y'all hear me all right? Well, I don't want no technical difficulties. We talking about construction versus demolition over here, and I got to make sure that y'all understand that y'all fully understand the concept of what we talking about or what we talking about. What we talking about. Okay, so like I said, if you've ever had a website built or if you've ever built websites for somebody else, you know how if you don't get the right information or whatever, or if someone is unclear about exactly what they want, it can be very hard to get the site built. Same thing with a building, same thing with any type of structure. You have to decide what the purpose of it is going to be, and if everyone involved is fully invested, are you all the way in? So if you're talking about a building from the person who designs the project all the way to the one who is working with the bricks and mortar or the what do you what are those those steel structures that shape a building? Honestly, I don't want to say rafters. Rafters are normally wood, aren't they? I'm talking about the well, they have steel rafters, don't they? Well, you know what I'm talking about. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so everyone has their role. Everyone has a role, and everyone must clearly understand their role in order for the construction to be done. The money has to be right. The contracts have to be signed. The permits have to be approved. Everything has to go into this thing so much. You know, you can't just draw a building and say, yes, this is what I want. So much is going to have to go into it. And there's going to be a cost to be paid. But at the end of it, you know, people who are involved in the project are going to feel good about what they built because that structure is going to be there for years and years and years, decades, maybe even, well, who knows how long it will be there, but it will definitely be there for the span of our lifetime, barring anything catastrophic like a fire or natural some other disastrous type of thing that may compromise the structure of the building. So a lot goes into construction, and a lot goes into people who are constructive. They are visionaries. They see they envision a project, and they try to see it through all the way to completion. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes effort, it takes collaboration. No one can build a building, not a big building, all by themselves. You're going to have help. You're going to have a team of skilled experts, skilled team members that are going to that understand exactly what you're doing and can see the project through. So if we're talking about on a social level, if anyone in your life has ever tried to build you up from wherever you came from, you know, a lot of times we like to talk about coming from nothing. I came from nothing. And you know, this person helped me out. I have to pay homage to this person, give so many thanks to this person, kudos to this person. Without this person, I wouldn't have been nothing. I wouldn't have had anything. I wouldn't have known what I know now. They inspired me and all of that. So many people in your life may have helped to construct the man or woman that you are. It could have been your parents. It could have been teachers, tutors. It could have been coaches that you had. It could have been aunts, uncles, grandparents, other influential people in your life at some point. Neighbors, old heads from around the way, whatever the case may be. It could have been uh, well, I want to keep it at people that you actually know. You can be inspired to do certain things or to have certain ideas from celebrities and things like that. But when we start talking about construction and constructing you, we're really talking about people who were directly involved in your life and who really wanted to see you be something and do something that maybe you didn't even see inside of yourself. Someone may have recognized some potential in you. Somebody may have recognized the talent that you had, and they knew that you were a rough copy. You were those unretouched photos, those unretouched prom photos that everybody had when they went to the prom. Like, yeah, these photos look good, but they're not even the finished product. This is what it's going to look like after we put the gloss and do all of the photo stuff. But this is the stuff. These are the pre-photos that you can show your family and your friends. Like, look, yeah, we look so nice that night, and you know, we're on our way to being something. But the people who saw something in you may have saw some greatness in you, and they proactively went forward with trying to get you on the path of becoming something that you may be to this day. They constructed you. A lot of times, especially nowadays, nobody wants to give anybody credit for making them who they are. But people who are humble do it all the time. Stacy White, what's going on? Good to see me, some you. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, people try to call themselves self-made men. Yeah, I'm a self-made man. Well, there aren't any self-made people. I've never seen a self-made man in my life. Yeah, you may have done a lot of things for yourself and worked hard and stayed the course and really put your nose to the grindstone and became successful. But nobody does it all by themselves. I don't care if people weren't directly involved in your company. Someone gave you an idea. Someone talked to you. Someone helped you to stay focused. Someone allowed you to be able to stay with them, live with them, um, um, work in their shop. Something. You are not self-made, and you don't need to be. But when we're talking about construction, when we're talking about the people who help you to become who you are, or even just the way that you are, yeah, we're talking about a bunch of constructive people. We're talking about a bunch of builders. You may have taken some from your grandmother, some from your mom and your daddy, some from older siblings, or sometimes from younger siblings, or whatever. Some cousins. Somebody you saw somebody do it, and somebody understood that you were interested in doing something, and they knew that you had what it took in order to get it done, and they went about showing you the way, guiding you in the right direction, building you brick, mortar, steel, glass, all that kind of stuff, made you, lay down a solid foundation in order to build you on. Sometimes that foundation is education. Sometimes that foundation is financial. Sometimes that foundation is social. Whatever it is that you want to be or are going to be, someone was there to facilitate that, and they helped to construct you. You may have took cues from them and helped to construct somebody else who you saw potential in and who you cared about and who you wanted to help. Construction, it's a big deal. You're going to need a team when it comes to construction. One person is not going to help you get everywhere that you want to be, but they may build a team around you. Well, listen, I'm going to send you over here to this person so you can get that. And then I'm going to send you over here. And all of those people who are involved in your success or your construction, they were all team members. Even if they weren't all in the same room, even if they didn't all know each other, it doesn't matter. They all work towards getting you to the finished product that you are, or the product that's in progress. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Who are the people in your life who help to construct you? Are you finished yet? Are the people who help to construct you still here? Are they still working on you? You know, people be like, only God helped me. Only God helped the people who helped you too. Stop being God arrogant. Stop being God arrogant. Anything that he built around you helped to be built for you. All right. So if anybody has ever tried to build you up, you know that there may have been times when you were resistant, times when you didn't believe, times when you were in denial, times when you were frustrated, times when you were hell bent on quitting or rebelling or even tearing down what someone tried to build for you. You know, there may have been times when you went through those types of things. And you realize, like, all of those things that I went through, all of those things were bricks and mortar, bricks and mortar, bricks and mortar. I just kept putting one brick, some mortar, another brick, some mortar, another brick, another, you know. And it's funny because let's just keep it moving. I was gonna say something. All right, tell with it. I'm gonna say it. I ain't gonna be a hater. In Will Smith's book, he talked about how his dad had, well, made him and his brother do that very thing. He showed them how to build something. Bricks and mortar, bricks and mortar, bricks and mortar. And they never had a vision of what the finished product was. And his dad kept saying, don't worry about what it's going to look like when it's done. You just keep laying one brick. You lay one brick, put the mortar on, lay another brick. Put the mortar on, lay another brick. You just keep building, keep building, keep building. And each day will pass, and then you'll start seeing something come together. Constructed. Takes hard work, heavy lifting. Times when the project doesn't seem like it's going to go the way it's supposed to. Times when you're going to say, I don't think we charged enough in order to build this thing. We may struggle to even have the supplies in order to get it done. We might have to go back to the negotiating table in order to get more of an advance or something like that in order to get this project off the ground or get it moving in the right direction or get it completed, whatever the case may be. So he talked about that in his book. Yeah, I ain't want to hold back on that because it's like I'm not mad at him personally. He just did a stupid thing, and I just get sick of people trying to defend him when, like, look, he just did something stupid. He's not the first one. Will be far from the last one to do something like that. But one thing is for sure, there were plenty of people in his life that helped to build him. And he seems to make no bones about naming people and acknowledging people who helped, which is a good thing. Construction, being constructive. Now, we also have to understand that not everyone who builds you up, not everyone who is involved in your construction is doing it for good reasons, for good purposes. Sometimes people can build you up in order to tear you down, but hey, wait a minute, that's too easy. Sometimes people can build you up only to have you build them farther up. Somebody might build you up. Like, for example, has anybody ever given you a job or pointed you in the right direction financially in order to get a kickback from you or to establish that you had to take care of them for the rest of your life? Sort of like a loan shark. You know how a loan shark will lend you money and get you out of a jam, but they will charge you interest fees so high that you wind up never ever being able to pay back the original debt. You just keep paying interest. And that's the way that game goes. So somebody might help you to get a lot just so they can take everything from you. Not all construction, is meant to give you something good for yourself. It's not all construction happens with good intentions. Not all construction happens for good intentions. Now let's talk about demolition for a minute. Demolition. Oh, hold on. Stacy White says, I have two special people that I look up to that helps me a whole lot. I would not dare expose them until God wants me to. Takes hard work. I care about my mentors a lot. Actually, it's 3. Mentors. Big influential people in your life. Big influential people. You're like, shoot, they might not be nothing to nobody else, but they were everything to you for what you needed at the time in your life that they were there. Big deal. Big deal. Shout out to your mentors, Stacy. All right, so yeah, when we start talking about demolition, we're talking about tearing something down. And let's just start right out by saying that not everything that is torn down or meant to be torn down is meant to be torn down for malicious reasons. Just like you need bricks and mortar and a team of experts who know what they're doing in order to build up a project in construction, you need the same thing in construction. And just like you need permits and licenses in order to build a brand new building or some type of other structure, zoning and things like that, you have to do the same thing with demolition. It's not just about bringing in a crane with a wrecking ball and saying timber. No, does not work that way. As a matter of fact, if you've ever witnessed or been on a demolition site, you see how they have to weaken the foundation before they do anything. You see how they have to empty the building out. They don't just tear down the building with everything in it. They take everything out of the building, which means that they have to hire waste removal. You know, there may be couches and refrigerators and furniture and all types of stuff inside the building, and they do not want to tear the building down with that stuff in it. So they remove all of those things. It can take weeks. Get everything up out of there. There's a lot of physical work that goes into demolition. And you would think that, you know, sometimes when people think about demolition, they only think about the finished product. So they think about like taking a block out of Jenga. Where my Jenga players out there? You know, in the game of Jenga, you have to remove pieces of a structure without making the whole structure come down at once. So it's sort of like safely removing building blocks of a structure. And that's what demolitionists do. They have to make sure that the area is cleared and sealed off so that people don't get hurt. And the main reason that they may be demolishing a building or some type of other structure is because it may be posing a safety to the public. Now I know that I'm talking about elementary stuff right now, but trust me, all of this is going to tie in to what we experience socially. All right, so demolitionists have to determine how far they need to go in order to tear a building down? How much time, how much space will be used? How much time it will take to haul away all of the waste when everything gets torn down all the way? And are we tearing down this building or this structure in order to make way for another building that's going up? Or have we removed this building because people have gotten hurt, or there was some type of trauma with going on with the building, like I don't know, got hit with a Russian missile, or there was a bad fire that weakened the building, and you want to make sure that you tear the building down so children or homeless people don't go inside the building for any type of shenanigans or shelter or whatever, and wind up getting themselves hurt or killed inside of the building. So yeah, you have to know the purpose of the demolition, so you can go about demolishing the building in a way that makes sense and that will be constructive. Licenses, permits, zoning. Yeah, a lot goes into demolition. Now, it's an actual fact that it takes much less time to demolish a building than it does to build a building. One thing about demolition is that demolition is not concerned with beauty at all. We're not here to make this project look cute. We're here to make sure that it's gone. The thing about construction is that when you construct something, you build memories, because the thing that you build is going to have people inside of it, and those people are going to do things, moving and shaking, making things happen in there, even or living in there, whatever the case may be. So many years of memories are going to go into whatever you built. Demolition ends all of that. Demolition is not concerned with building memories. It's more concerned with, I don't want to say taking down memories or destroying memories, but the same thought process does not go into it. Nobody goes into a building that's been demolished. Many people go into a building that's been constructed. So when we start talking about construction versus demolition socially, even if you can't remember the people who really tried to build you up in life, I'll bet you that you'll never forget the people who tried to tear you down in life. See, the people who tried to tear you down in life were never concerned about what you've done before, where you come from, what kind of memories that you have, what kind of person that you are, what you wanted, what you were trying to do. Demolition doesn't care about any of those things, and neither do people who practice demolition on you. People who try to tear you down, they want you out of the way for their own safety. For their own safety. Just like a demolition expert needs this building or structure out of the way for the safety of the public. When a person tries to tear you down, it's more personal. And there's some demolition experts that try to tear down everybody. There's some people who don't want to see anybody established, anybody built, anybody constructed. They want to see everybody taken down, everybody eliminated, everybody, put in a position where you can say, Well, that's where they used to sit. That's where they used to work. That's where they used to be. Yeah, that's demolition people. Tearing people down. I don't care what he did before. It doesn't matter. He's posing a danger to some people now, and he has to be, or she has to be neutralized. More than neutralized, they must be eliminated, demolished. If anybody has ever tried to tear you down, then you probably fully understand what I'm talking about. So think about somebody who may have been jealous of you, somebody who may have been envious of you, somebody who may not have been as appreciative of you as it would have been helpful to you to have been. Co-workers, family members, former friends, foes, enemies. They don't want to see you shine and are willing to do everything in their power to make sure that you don't shine. Around them, near them, no, 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 no. They are demolition experts that are handling you. Demolition, ready to tear you down. By the way, make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Please make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show, and we are talking about the practice of construction versus demolition in our lives. Who tried to demolish you? Why would they want to do that? Who are the people who tried to demolish you? Have you ever been up against somebody who tried to demolish you, who tried to tear you down, and didn't care two bits about doing it? They wanted you gone. There are people who you work with at your job who want you gone, and they are definitely demolition experts. You know how some people at work are always trying to get somebody fired, always trying to get somebody written up, always trying to get somebody in trouble, always getting into messy situations. Always. Yeah. Those demolition experts in your life can really, really get you down if you allow them to. They can really bring you down, get you down if you allow them to. If y'all would like to call into the show, I invite y'all to call in. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak, and then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. Okay? Understand? Do you understand? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you dig it? Do you feel it? All right. The practice of construction versus demolition. Yeah, you'll never forget the person that tried to tear you down. You'll never forget the people who tried to tear you down. You'll never forget the reasons that you are aware of why of or when they tried to tear you down. You never forget the people who tried to get you up out of here. Sometimes some people become friendly with people who mean them no good or people who try to tear them down. Do y'all know anybody like that? I know I do. Get all friendly with the isops. Some people think that they have to do that. They really do. Some people really feel like they have to deal positively with people who try to tear them down. You hear people say, that's what, to me, that's where the whole keep your eye on your enemies. I'm sorry. Keep your enemies close. Keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. To me, that's where all that comes from. And anybody who knows me knows how much contempt I have for that damn saying. But hey, I don't run everything, and I have to roll with the punches. Demolition experts trying to tear you down. You will not forget the person who tried to tear you down. You will not forget the people who tried to tear you down. You'll never forget a teacher who told you weren't going to make it, or that you were going to be pregnant by, I don't know, age 16, or that you were never going to get a good job. You were never going to make it in life. You weren't going to do anything but go to jail or be homeless or be some type of bum or be some type of whore or something like that. You'll never forget somebody who tried to do that type of demolition on you. You will never forget them. But do you always remember the people who tried to build you up, the people who tried to inspire you, the people who tried to get you focused on upward mobility, the people who really tried to bring out the potential in you and make you great? There have been times when people have been very suspicious of people's motives, even though they were trying to help them out. Have you ever heard people say things like, the only reason they tried to help me was because they were going to get something out of it? Now, I said earlier in the show that not all people who are constructive do so with good intentions, but a lot of them do. And sometimes people who really have good intentions and good actions have their actions and their intentions misinterpreted. So here you are trying to help everybody out here. You out here trying to help these kids out here, and they trying to label you as some type of pedophile. You out here building, trying to raise the babies, but you didn't give somebody some money or do something somebody wanted, and now they want to make you look bad in the public eye. You helped to build them, but they're helping to tear you down. What do y'all know? What y'all know about that? You have been in it to win it, and there for them to try to get them in a good place where they can thrive. And they basically gave you nothing but they ass to kiss. None but they arse. None but they arse to kiss. Yeah. Never forget the person. You'll never forget the person who tried to tear you down. You may fail to acknowledge the person who tried to build you up, though. Running around here talking about how you a self-made man and how you came from nothing and you ain't nobody give you nothing in life. Meanwhile, you still living with somebody in some way, shape, or form. It's the nature of the beast, but the beast can be beastly. Narsil says, had I not found something in somebody's possession that was going to be used criminally, that was going to be used to criminally frame me, who knows where I'd be right now. Yeah, when you come across those demolition experts in your life, those demolition experts, some people think that demolition is cute. You know, when you don't really want nothing in your life and when all you want to do is maintain and maintain the status quo. Yeah, it's pretty recognizable by all people who come in contact with you. You don't want to see nobody doing good. All you want to do is get people messed up. All you want to do is see people get written up. disciplined, fired, reprimanded, suspended. That's all you want to do. Yeah. Not y'all personally, but that's what you say to the people who try to do who try to do that to you. All you want to do is see people doing bad. You want to be the only person out here doing good. You know there are people like that out here. Plenty of people, way too many. Way too many to count. Way too many to count. Let's talk about our people for a minute, because that's really what where this conversation comes from and where we're going with it. Our people, black people, sometimes we're really, I'm just going to put this out here. We're not that good in construction. We need more builders. And you know, in order to build something, you have to be patient. You have to plan accordingly. And then you have to be patient. Patient enough to see the project through. You can't go spending all the money that you got for the project, because you may need the money you may need more money along the way in order to take care of any unforeseen costs that may accrue or incur, whatever. So, you know, our people, black people, we aren't that great at building each other up. We aren't that great at it. I'm not saying that there aren't those of us who aren't good, but collectively we don't build each other up enough. And I'm not talking about just a kind word, nice thing to say, because some people think that that's all there is to building up, building up somebody or whatever. You know how you hear people on the internet talk all the time. They talk about some, all black people want to do is tear each other down. And it may be a situation where we have pointed out someone's flaws or someone's inconsistencies or someone's lack of passion to actually build on anything or build anything. So you hear people complaining about men on the internet, black men on the internet, always trying to tear women down. And there's so many times we go way too far with it. So we were talking about Will Smith a little while ago. We can talk about him again. When he did what he did, a lot of black people said that black people were so quick to tear him down. Totally ignoring the fact that, shoot, he was quick to tear himself down. That man went from laughing to 60. From laughing to 60 miles per hour and slapping. And no time flat. But anyway, yeah, we aren't good at construction. And constructing things, businesses, people, establishments, it's more than just words. Lip service is something that we can almost get anywhere. But what it takes to actually build something takes way more than just lip service. You're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to network with other people. You're going to have to establish yourself and share your vision with other people who are going to understand your vision and want to be involved with it. We aren't good enough collectively at building each other up. We're not good enough at construction. We don't plan enough. We're not patient enough to understand that everything isn't always going to go our way. People going to call out from work, get into all kinds of trouble while they're working. Test the waters. It happens. It's all part of the construction. For example, in construction, there are days when the projects that are being built have to halt. The construction has to be halted for a few days because the weather may not permit them to go any farther. So you might have this big hole in the ground and you haven't seen anybody building anything for weeks. If you've ever seen a building being built, you know they have to break ground and dig this big hole for where the building is going to be. And they have to remove all that dirt. They have to find a place to put all of that earth. It's really something to behold when you watch it. Like, wow. Look how big that hole is. It's probably for the basement or whatever, but nonetheless, one thing is for sure, it has to be for the foundation of the building. Weeks and weeks after that, you may see a hole in the ground from a project that has been started, but it has been raining or snowing or whatever to the point where they're unable to start working again. There have been times when you probably thought that a project was suspended or the money had run out or something like that because they had stopped working. And it wasn't necessarily because any of the funds had dried up. Maybe the weather conditions or some other type of conditions just did not warrant them being able to continue with that project that day or those days. Yeah, I know I've seen it where they were actively building this building, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, the money must have dried up because they're not working on this no more. And maybe the money did dry up. Maybe there was another reason, but they had to halt production. That's it. No more building. They're taking out Boogie Down Productions. Fresh for 86. Suckers. But yeah. Yeah. Narsil says credit scores can reflect one's patience. Interesting. Stacey White says, well, you know how I try to get my trust back when it comes to females. Okay. Narsil says they are juicy. They are juicing the Oscar situation for all they can. Mm-hmm. That shit is beyond old at this point. Stacey White says there are consequences when you do something wrong. I bet you he'll think twice before before you slept with anybody again, before you sleep with anybody, or before you slap anybody. Yeah, hopefully his slapping days are behind him, especially publicly. If he would have slapped Chris Rock in private, it would have been more he say, she say. Like, I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But he would have been smart enough to wait until you're not on international TV, not national, international TV. Yeah. Yeah. We aren't good enough at construction. We don't stay the course when it comes to building us up. Too many times in our construction or our construction projects, we will allow environmental factors to halt our production. We will allow social factors to halt our production. I'm not working with such and such. I don't F with such and such. I don't F with such and such. We need to get better at construction. We need to get better at planning. We need to get better at um developing. When I say planning and when I say developing, I'm talking about seeing what we want, you know, getting it in our minds where we can see the finished product, at least on paper. This is what we want it to look like. That way we can go about building it. Sometimes I think we mess up right in the beginning. We don't know what we want this thing to look like exactly. Really. I don't think we spend enough time determining exactly how we want this project to look when it's done. Think about it. If we were if we were building something for ourselves, we would never involve other people. But a lot of times that's exactly what we do. We involve other people to build what we need for ourselves. When there are plenty of capable people among ourselves that could see this project on through. When it comes to demolition, we are too good at that. You ever been set up at work? You ever been fired at work? You ever been conspired against at work or at your clubs, organizations, and things like that? They wanted you up out of there. Maybe you saw something that you shouldn't have saw, heard something that you shouldn't have heard, know something that they need you to not know. And you can't unsee what you saw. You can't unhear what you heard. You can't undo what you've done. You know? So, something like, you know that such and such has been signing such and such into work even before they get there. So it looks like they're not late every day because such and such has been punching a time card for them or something like that. And they know that you know it. But because they don't play that way, because they don't do those types of things, now you consider them to be the ops. Now you consider them to be the problem. The problem is that they know things about you that they could talk about, and you don't know enough about them in order to make that kind of determination. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Stacey White says, me and my husband will be up all night. I will ask him what was wrong with you. Oh, you talk about if you was Jada Pinkett Smith. Heavy. Yeah. So because you weren't doing the things that you've seen, heard, and know about, and they want to keep doing whatever they are doing that may be totally against the rules or whatever, they need to get you up out of the way. Time for some destruction. Time for the demolition. We gotta get them up out of here, her up out of here for our own safety. We gotta get them. We gotta get them out. We gotta get them out. We gotta get them out of here for our own safety, cause they gonna be snitching. Yo, we gotta get them up out of this job, yo, so we can stop. I said, they gotta go, yo. We gotta get them up out of here, yo. Let's keep moving. Yeah, we get better and better at demolition, tearing down that project. See, when when a demolition company tears down a building, they're not concerned about all of the memories that happened in that building. They're not concerned about if it wasn't for that building, all of the buildings in the whole town, city, and state wouldn't have been built. They're not concerned about that. That's not in their contract. They're concerned about eliminating that building. Yeah, I understand your mama was born in that building, and so were you, and your kids were born in the building too. Doesn't matter, it's gotta be torn down. It's not good for the public or us now. Yeah, yo, hand me. We need some crowbars. We need some wrecking balls. We need some cranes. We get too good at demolition. Our people get way too good at demolition. We don't get nearly as good at construction as we do demolition. Do this demo. See, Ansel Jones says watercolored memories of the place we worked. Yeah. Listen, man. Have y'all ever in your respective cities, have y'all ever had a high-rise project building torn down? When they tore down Queen Lane projects around the corner from my mom's house, which was years after they tore down the Raymond Rosen projects at 23rd and Diamond, and people were outside crying like, I had so many years in there, so many good times and memories in there. It's the projects. That living wasn't but so good, but nonetheless, when that's what and those were the people that you knew, and those who you dealt with, that's where your memories were. So to see that building go crumbling down, it's like, dang, it's like a piece of you has gone down. Demolition experts are not concerned with that. Constructionists, builders are concerned with that because they're adding in the memories. Demolitionists tearing down the memories. You go somewhere and get some new memories. But you ain't going to be in here memorializing nothing. You ain't going to be in here memorializing nothing. It's over. So who are the constructive people in your life? And who are the demolitionists? You know who they are. You don't have to talk about them here, but you know who they are. You know that there are certain people in your life that you go in order to see and have something built. And there are certain people in your life that are going to tear down everything that has ever been built by you or anybody else. You don't even have to tell them what to tear down. But they're going to have a team because they can't do it by themselves. By themselves, one employee is not usually able to get another employee fired. Unless it's a small company and they have more influence than everybody else. Sleeping with the boss. Making sure that you are the job snitch. So he wants to keep you on to make sure that you come through with the information. He's messy. You're messy. Y'all messy. Y'all messy. Yo, messy Marvin Typer. Yeah. It's not easy dealing with demolitionists. And like I said, there are way too many. Even when there aren't a lot, the impact that they have sticks, and it sticks hard. Sticks very, very hard. Who are the construction workers in your life and who are the demolitionists? You know, in order to build something, you have to have skilled labor. You can have a bunch of people who haul away the stuff and clean up and stuff like that, but you also need skilled labor to make sure that whatever is built on that foundation is good money. They can make this structure strong. Stronger than Handy Smurf. Stronger than Hefty Smurf. Strong. Ansel Jones says most military bases are near a low income area. That's true too. When you leave home and come back years later, those buildings and houses could be gone. That's true. That's true. You know, people in my city remember Pass Young Projects and how the Naval Yard was right out there by Pass Young Projects. Shout out to Pass Young Projects. I spent a little bit of time, not a lot, but I spent a little bit of time in Shunk Projects. They got Pass Young Projects up out of there. And that wasn't even a high-rise building. Those were low-rise projects, project homes, but they got them out of there because they wanted that area to have, well, they wanted it to be a high-income area. There was nothing out there before. There is now up there where the stadiums are. You know, the Link, Wells Fargo Center, Citizens Bank Park. Yeah, Citizens Bank Park. Lincoln Financial Field. Okay, so yeah. The demolitionists had to come in, eliminate those homes. Those homes weren't posing any danger. They got them out of there by eminent domain. Hey, we're going to give all y'all Section 8, but y'all got to get up out of here. Y'all got to get out of these projects so we can build these paper thin townhomes and whatever at $400,000 and $500,000 a pop. Ansel also says the government will buy the cheapest and make the best of it. That's what people will buy the cheapest and make the best of it. That's what I think. You might not have finished writing that, but it's cool. I think I get the gist of what you're trying to say. Construction versus demolition. Ask yourself, are you a constructive person or are you a demolitionist? Would you admit it if you were a demolitionist? If you're more into tearing people down, maybe you have a reason for tearing people down. Maybe you feel like, well, such and such be on a high horse and I ain't having it. They be on a high horse and I ain't having it. They think that they the ish and they not. And I'm here to let you know. Are you a constructive person or are you a demolition expert? I could blow up a building, get it on up out of here. tear down a building, implode a building with very little dust. It'll barely disrupt anything wrong. Barely. Yeah. Construction versus demolition. Which one are you? Which one are you? It'll say a lot about your character. And it'll also say a lot about who you are and what you are socially. There are people who tear down all the time. There are people who construct or try to construct most of the time. I've never seen them do it. I've never seen people who are constructive be constructive 100% of the time. But they may be close. More positive than an electron. Actually, protons are positive. Electrons are actually negative. Who is good in science? Stacy White says, Omar, I don't be caring about that kind of stuff. I have seen somebody trying to tear me down. Like I said, you'll never forget it when you see it. You'll never forget the person who tried to hate on you outwardly and actively and tried to tear you down. Down. All right, y'all. Hold on. We got some birthday shout outs. We got to get on the body here. We about to get on the body. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious April 16th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. My girl, Queen Rasheen Charnett. Queen Rasheen, and also Patricia Moss, turning 61 years old today, and Jaline Pierre Louis, turning 26 years old today, and Go Brown, turning 46 years old today, and Hakeem Hamilton, turning 26 years old today, and Latara Edwards, happy birthday to you, and Lachelle McGee, happy birthday to you, and Stacy Reeves, happy birthday, and Go Getter Keisha Sunshine Stovall Beatty, happy birthday to you. And Sabrine Williams, my girl Sabrine. And my man going all the way back to the 1985, my man Daryl Lackey. And going all the way back to the 1990, Sherelle Flagg. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious April 16th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, you're either going to build you up or tear them down. Build you up or tear you down. They're either going to build you up or tear you down. Are you ready for either one? Are you ready now? Yo, sometimes you have to get ready to be torn down, but you don't have to submit now. And maybe you'll never surrender. But yo, they're going to still try to come at you and injure. But But when somebody tries to build you up, make sure you recognize, because you might not really be able to see the vision, but they trying to get you where you want to. But you didn't listen. Because you don't hear, and you ain't trying to be down really this year. You got your own ways of thinking that you're going to get from one place to another. My brother or sister, don't let nobody dish you, but make sure you listen to the wisdom, kid, and make sure that you do what the next man did as far as your success is concerned. You must learn. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. I want y'all to have a great day. And if I don't talk to y'all tomorrow on Easter, I'll be here. I'll be here. If ain't nobody else here. If I don't talk to y'all tomorrow, I want y'all to have a good, safe, happy Easter if y'all celebrate, or even if you don't. You know, you can get a new sweatsuit and some sneakers, regardless of whether you celebrate Easter. Shoot, it was always about clothes and candy to me anyway, for me. But peace to all of y'all who celebrate the holiday in the form of the resurrection. So peace to y'all. But be safe for the rest of the day, man. If you're going to be out shopping or whatever it is you're going to do, please be careful. Please be careful. You know, make sure none of these predators out there catch you out here slipping. All righty. All right. All right. So, Blog Talk, I'm gonna get you out of here. Peace, y'all.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
For my YouTubers. You know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. We'll see you on the other side, my boobers.